Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and tomorrow we're going to be getting the release of Neo Champion, Leaf, and Moltres, as well as the Paseo Special Stadium, right? This character, pretty good, right? This character is, the second part, or the second character for the anniversary, right? We have the Neo Champion Red, now we got Leaf, and then in the next 2 days we'll get Blue. So, really strong character here. You got a lot of different utility things, and we're going to be seeing should you summon, right? So let's go ahead and look into it. So her role is an EX role, or a tech role. My bad. So she's got a tech role here as her base role, support EX as her EX role. Really strong, right? After using your sync move, you'll be able to get the support EX effect, which is very, very strong. She's a fire type, of course, weak to water. She drops on the 30th, as mentioned, leaves on October 7th, so you've got a full 5 weeks to try and obtain her. Yeah, really, really good, stuff here so far, right? Tech EX is great, support EX, if you get her EX roll, is amazing as well, getting that sync buff. But looking at her stats, at level 140, she has 679 HP, 370 in both attack stats, 185 defense, 176 special defense, and 336 speed. Pretty similar to what we saw with Red, right? I mean, if we want to go and look at Red really quickly, his stats are roughly the same at level 140, so 336 offenses. Okay, the defenses are a little bit lower, I guess. And his speed's a little bit lower. So Leaf, I guess, has overall better stats. Yeah, definitely, actually, really, she has a lot better stats in every area. So I guess, yeah, pretty much Red stats 1.2 times for the most part, minus HP, I guess. Anyway, so there's that. Level 150 obviously has higher stats. She has the 6-star EX for even higher stats as well, and the EX roll upgrade, which can propel her stats even more, which is insane. So if you're able to get all of those, you're going to have a really strong character, right? So looking at her passive skill, she has Kanto Pride, which powers up physical attacks of allies and reduces physical damage taken up to 50% power boost and 31% damage reduction, which is very, very good. The more Kanto allies you have. So there's that. She has her passive skill, the Love of Palette, which lowers the target's attack, special attack, and special defense by 1 when the user's Pokemon uses a status move targeting that opponent. This works because she has Leer. So essentially, Leer being an AoE move, it targets an opponent, lowers all their defenses by 1, and it will lower all of their attack, special attack, and special defense by 1 as well. She can literally debuff every stat besides speed, evasion, and accuracy, which is great. The Sky Illuminating White Blaze, again, AoE by the way. Anyway, Sky Illuminating White Blaze lowers target's fire rebuff by 1 the first time the user's Pokemon uses a status move targeting the opponent each time. Only activates once per battle, so you use Leer, you not only get the stat debuffs, you also get the rebuff for fire. Really strong. And then it lowers target's fire rebuff by 1 the first time the user's sync move is successful. Sadly, this is not AoE like Red's sync move, but I also think Red's Striker EX doesn't... Does it give rebuff to all enemies? I actually didn't notice whenever I was using him. Either way, he hits hard, so it doesn't matter. So this is still a really good effect anyway. So you got -2 rebuff after using a support EX, or a sync move, I mean. Then you got Team Solar Immunity, which whenever the weather is sunny, status conditions cannot be inflicted on ally sync pairs, and it prevents them from becoming flinched, trapped, or confused, which is awesome. So no status conditions, no status changes. Really, really good, because sometimes those like random burns, poisons, flinches, traps, they can just ruin a run, right? Especially in like Legendary Gauntlet where like Tornadus uses Toxic or something. This can prevent that, so that's good. As we said, she's got Leer for her debuffs. She's got Potion as well, restores an ally's HP, which is good, and her Trainer move, which is just stupid. Raises her attack and special attack by 6 and crit by 3. Sure, buddy. Why not? It's really good. And then her buddy move, Fiery Wings Flare Blitz, 150 minimum base power, 3 gauge move, and it'll unfreeze you, I believe. So there's that. Activation condition is when there is a rebuff lowered enemy on the opponent's field of play, and deactivation condition is when there's no more opponents with lowered rebuff. Yeah, really easy, same as Red's pretty much. So that's good. Removes the frozen condition from the user. Not that you can be inflicted with freeze anyway, because yeah. You got that sunny ability there, but if you're not on sun, you still can't be frozen pretty much. Let's see. If the target stats are lowered, the amount of decrease is doubled. Makes the weather sunny the first time the user's attack move is successful each battle, and has a 10% chance of leaving the target burned. So, basically what this means is that if you attack an enemy with -1 in all of these stats, it'll then it'll take those stats, and when you land your attack move, it'll lower them by 2. So then you'll be at -3, and then you use that attack move again, and they'll be lowered by 3, so you got -6. Pretty strong ability, right? Pretty strong ability for the base kit. And then her sync move multiplier, the more the target stats are lower, the greater the power of this attack. Really easy to activate, obviously. She'll have the enemy will have -6 on both defenses, -6 on both offenses. They're not going to be doing damage to you. You're going to be doing a lot of damage to them. Pretty much, right? 150 base power with lower defenses and rebuff against an opponent with a 370 attack stat, which isn't bad, right? As well as Kanto Pride here, boosting your physical moves by 20% minimum. Yeah, this character is going to be hitting extremely hard, right? You got the rebuff, master passive, lower defenses. You got a really strong move here as is, and you got your sync move, which has 120% multiplier if you have 18 stat debuffs, which is easy, right? Very easy. And of course, if you get Sport EX as her EX roll, then you got yourself another sync buff after using your sync move as well. So, really good, right? Really good. This character is extremely strong with just the debuffs. I would probably recommend going for 1 copy of her at least. Well, just go for 1 copy, really. Honestly, that's all you really need. This character's got AoE debuffs. This character's got fire rebuff, of course, which isn't that great anymore because a lot of characters can do it, but it's still not a bad ability, 100%. You got the ability to be immune to status conditions and status changes in Sun. You got potions for healing. You've got really, really strong offensive options as well. She's going to be hitting hard, man. She's going to be hitting hard. She's going to be doing a lot of stuff that helps out your team's utility. Might as well pick up a copy, right? It's the anniversary, baby. Pick up what you need. I'm not going to say she's as strong as Red, but she's still really strong in her own right, and it'll help a lot of new players, right? These debuffs are really, really good, especially if you don't have characters like Lucian or whoever else, right? So these debuffs are going to be really, really good to use on a lot of different teams, especially as a newer player. So definitely try to make use of these as much as you can, as well as, of course, the Master Passive for damage reduction and stuff. You can definitely team her up with Red if you want to as well. Obviously, it's not the best synergy, but you'll have double Master Passive, you'll have debuffs. You can make it work. You can make it work. Anyway, looking at her grid here, 1 out of 5. Move gauge refresh and train move NPR, no. Nothing really too crazy, honestly. 2 out of 5, hostile environment 4 for a 50% burn chance, which is pretty solid. Sync multipliers, also really solid. Mighty Affliction 2, 30% chance to raise special physical moves next by 1 when the user's Pokemon uses a status move. Really, you're only going to use Leer once, maybe twice, but you could definitely make use of it, honestly, yeah. You could definitely make use of Leer, using it twice, get this Mighty Affliction potentially, and then have a pretty powered up Fiery Wings Flare Blitz here. No, that's not a bad idea, but probably not the greatest ability, I guess. Potion Master Healer, sure. But yeah, honestly, at 2 out of 5, the biggest things are the Sync Multipliers and I guess Hostile Environment. Those really all not that great. Also, Leer Flabbergast, if you want to go for Confusion, AoE Confusion at that. Not the best 2 out of 5, but hey, it's something. And 3 out of 5. Oh boy, this is where the toys get played. Solar Sync, making the weather sunny the first time the user's sync move is used. Leer Afflictor's Fervor 1 reduces sync countdown the first time the user's Pokemon uses a status move, so you can combine her with a Head Start 1 Lucky skill, and you got yourself some sync countdown. A lot of it too. Endurance, doesn't need explanation, you got yourself Endurance. Catalytic Acceleration, and not really too amazing, honestly. But, you know, it's a good ability, sure. Insult to Injury for a 30% damage multiplier. Power Play for another sync damage multiplier. And Drought Alert 3 to extend the duration of Sun. That's a really good ability. That is a really good ability. Solar Sync I think would be good to pick up, but I don't think you can because this is expensive. Good gosh. Sure. I think this is probably the best thing you can pick up for Leaf in terms of a sync nuke. Solar Sync is definitely a really, really good ability, so you may want to get rid of the sync node here, pick up Solar Sync. You could potentially make use of things like that if you want to. This is a really good grid for good sync damage for sure. She's got a pretty strong multiplier here. I'm not going to say that her sync move is like the best in the game. I'm not, because Classic Elisa with her Great Expansion can now do similar damage. Really, I'm pretty sure her sync nuke damage is probably higher than Leaf's. No, Leaf has the Master Passive. No, though it only affects physical moves. I don't know, actually, I don't know. Because Elisa's got double power play as well, but those are only multipliers for Leaf here outside of the normal sync nodes, right? Still though, not gonna be bad for sure, 100%. Having 2 power play nodes is really insane. That's what helps make Neo Champion Serena's Sync Nuke look as good as it is, because she's got double power play nodes, right? She's got double power play. Yeah, pretty good damage node here for sure. It's why she's as good as she is in terms of doing a good Sync Nuke, so definitely don't underestimate it. I'm not going to say like Leaf is revolutionizing anything, but it's still a really strong character. Definitely recommend picking her up. These AoE debuffs are great with Leer, and obviously being able to debuff, you know, by double of what the enemy already has is great with this Fiery Wings Flare Blitz, because if you combine her with a character like, I don't know, a character who can debuff accuracy and a character who can debuff evasion, you're then able to debuff literally every single stat. Well, I guess besides speed, but you're able to debuff pretty much every stat, and it can be really, really good, right? Especially if you're facing like Latias, right? Every time you land an attack on Latias in the second or third bar, it lowers its evasion. You can then use this Fiery Wings Flare Blitz here, and then double the evasion that Latias has lowered. Obviously, you have to be sure to be careful to actually have the fire rebuff activated against Latias, because if you don't have fire rebuff activated, you can't use this. So you do have to be careful on that, but still. She's got some good use in the Legendary Arena. She's got great use in the Stadium, of course. Really, really strong character here, 100%. Got very, very quick debuffs, great potion healing, great damage, great Sync Nuke. A lot of good stuff, right? She's got the burns here as well, and the confusion. If you want to pick those up, it's nothing like necessary, but you can pick these up. Yeah, honestly, it's about all I'd have to say for the most part. You could definitely use her against Azelf, or not Azelf, Yuxi. You got Confusion for the second and third bar. You've got Burn for the first and I guess third bar if you get to use Rebuff at that point. Got a good damage node for sure if you want to pick that up, but honestly, her Sync Nuke is pretty much where she shines for the most part, as well as being able to extend Sun and set it. So you've got some good stuff there as well. You got some good stuff. You can make good use of it. Yeah, overall, Neo Champion Leaf, really, really strong unit. I recommend picking up at least 1 copy of her. Candying her, might as well go for it, right? She's still really, really strong. I'm not going to pretend, again, I'm not going to pretend to say she's like the best unit in the game or like the best tech in the game or anything, but she's still really good, definitely worthy of being an anniversary character. Again, I don't think she's better than Red, but I do think, you know, you could put them together in an anniversary and no one's going to like bat an eye, right? Because this character's still really, really good. 100%. 100%. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video there, guys. I don't know why I said that twice. I'm going to end the video there. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Neo Champion Leaf down in the comments below. Probably go for 1 copy of her. Of course, if you don't want to, don't go for it. I don't blame anyone. I really don't. I don't blame anyone for not going for any character. It's always up to you at the end. But yeah, I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed.